Benjamin Lee Petoni, April 1st, 2022. All right. So, this is what I have done in attempts to end remote neuromonitoring and gang stalking, as well as all this medical experimentation. Uh, Basically, it boils down to the noise in my ears. It's been flipped on like a light switch since February 19th of 2019. It flipped on. It hasn't turned off since. The noise has changed. Sometimes it sounds like a tattoo gun. Sometimes it always sounds different. But it's loud. The communications have not stopped. Non-stop wireless communications, non-stop gas. You can hear it in my voice. What's on? Got like a chest cold something. All right, this is what I've done in attempt to end all of this madness. That's the Roomba making that noise. I have filed an AF 102 with the Air Force by email and mail. I have filed an OSC 14 with the Office of the Special Counsel. I have filed an IC3 with the FBI. I filed a civil rights complaint with the FBI. I have filed a DD 2949 with the Joint Chiefs of Staff, as well as the Department of Defense. And I have received zero response. I went to the White House. I bought a plane ticket, went to the White House, rented a vehicle, went to Washington, D.C., flew to Washington, D.C., rented a vehicle. When I rented this vehicle, I went to Walgreens. I bought two red bags, two gift bags. I took all my pictures, all my SIM cards that had evidentiary pictures, national security type stuff, SIM cards, pictures, stuffed them in these two bags, parked about 2 blocks from the White House, carried these bags. There was a small little fence in front of the White House, so I jumped over it. I managed to hop over it. I've got a broken foot. It was broken. It was never healing. And I got tackled. Secret Service tackled them out of me. Pictures go all over the place. They gather all the pictures up. They're in sleeves. So it's two pictures. It's one on the front, one on the back. Like that. They took me to a place, a jail, after the hospital for 12 hours, George Washington Hospital for 12 hours. They took me to a place that was an old jail. It wasn't a new jail, it was an old jail. And I believe they photographed me, and they took some of my medications out of the bottles so that I could have them for the morning. They did do that, which I was very surprised. I was in the cell for 24 hours. The next day they came out, gave me my medication. The cell, they never dressed me into oranges. I was never dressed out into oranges or any sort of uniform. I kept my regular clothes on. I kept my street clothes on. The clothes I got tackled in. So the next day they said I was one of the people that didn't have to see a judge, and I was being released. Guy handed me a piece of paper on the way out to the garage to leave. And it said, go with the guy in the white car. I went with a group of like 5 people. So go to the car. No, not go to the car. Go out to the garage to look for the car. And there's nothing but white cars. It's all white vehicles. The whole garage is full of white vehicles, and there's nobody in any of them. So I'm like, what? It's another game. It's another trick. I've been tricked and gone through 100 million bunches of crazy madness. They tricked me again. What guy? What guy? What? Which white car? There's nothing but white cars. So I walked up and out, and as I'm up and out, a guy in a white car pulls out to the garage, looks at me, and then drives in the opposite direction. Nobody ever talked to me. No, I didn't see the guy in the white car. There was nothing but white cars. They never tried to talk to me. They were avoiding me the whole time. I've gone to the FBI. Uh, I've gone to the FBI in Daytona Beach and sat on the back porch with these pictures. Oh, in Washington, D.C., they gave me my pictures back. They were put in evidence bags. Some of them were opened and scanned, some of them weren't. So, but they gave them all back, and the SIM cards. They gave me back my phones. They gave me back all the evidence. They gave it back. I went to the FBI and was analyzing pictures after hours when I didn't see anybody there on the front porch of the place, front stoop of the place, right there on the ground, analyzing pictures, writing the stuff, what's going on in the picture, uh, right there at the FBI. And, uh, and then I slept out there. I laid a little thing and I laid right there and went to sleep. Somebody woke me up the next morning and told me to leave. Um, I left a pack of pictures. There's a news truck, a news van in the FBI parking lot. I walk over, take a stack of pictures. I mean, these are pictures that show all kinds of ultraviolet reactions and all kinds of people that shouldn't be where they're at, partial x-rays, all kinds of gas in the atmosphere. This sort of shows all kinds of stuff. Taped it to the front to the window of the news van, uh, TV van. Never heard nothing back. Writing all over the pictures. I gave a big stack of pictures to give to the guy at the FBI, the head of the FBI, the one that woke me up. I gave him the pictures, and he supposedly gave him to the FBI. I went in to see the FBI to speak to them personally, and you got to push a little button, a little buzzer. I pushed the buzzer, and the guy said, "We're not accepting evidence at this time." But this is national security type stuff. We're not accepting evidence at this time. They wouldn't even open the door and look at me. Like they wouldn't talk to me. They wouldn't look at me. Nothing. So by means of buzzer, they basically told me to leave. I've called the FBI and they hang up on me. They literally hang up the phone. Yes, I'll issues of national security. Boom, they hang up. They hang up. They hang up. Hey, the guy that I was just on the phone with hung up on me. Oh well, and swear to God, that's what hang up on me. Hang up on me. Just like that. Called the FCC. Same thing. The guy, yes, I'm calling the hung up on me. Why are you hanging up on me? The CIA Inspector General, she said it's not her job to uh, to investigate complaints. So whose job is it? Whose job is it? Like they continuously ignore me and ignore me and ignore me. I went to Daytona Beach Police Department to attempt to file a police report in regards to cell site simulators. My phone being cell site simulated, being stocked in an organized fashion, weapons of mass destruction, nuclear energy, plasma, vacuum plasma, Bose-Einstein condensate, waking up with cuts beside my eyes. I went in there to report this, and he said, "Oh, what do you want? What do you want? I can tell this is going to be nothing already." So I started explaining this stuff. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Like he's not writing nothing. He's not writing nothing. Hurry up. So I had to spit out what I had to say in under a minute. The guy writes down a report number. He writes down the number on a receipt. Says police report. Like, that's your report number, reference number. Handed it to me and told me to go. Like, I've got pictures. I've got all kinds of stuff to back all my claims. I want an actual police report. Nope. I asked if I could go online and add evidence to the police report, and he said yes. He said yes. He said yes, I could do that. Well, when I went online and put in the police report number, I contacted records department and told her I needed to add to a police report, and I gave her the number. She said the report does not exist. So the guy didn't even file the police report. There's something about these police reports that, okay, microwave weapons, boom. That's on a formal piece of paper. That goes automatically up. You got to call whatever appropriate federal agency deals with that type of stuff. That's who. You can see this gas all around me. It's always, some of it's plasma, human plasma from me being roasted alive and electrocuted. And I can't even tell you all the gas, sulfur hexafluoride. But I've done everything to make this gangstalking and all this stuff around me go away. The noise stop. Currently, I've got a motion for United States District Court Clerk, the Foreign International Surveillance Court, office I've got all these, and I've been sending out stamps like it's going out of style, but none of the statements I've sent to the United States Attorney General office with the complaint form, with standard form 95s, has gotten me a response at all. I've got no response. Tons of motions, witness statements, send it all. It costs money to send stuff, I promise you that, especially papers. As much as I've written and as much as I write, I filed motions to compel, FOIAs, Freedom of Information Act requests. I still got to file more standard form 95s. There's so many people involved in all this. It's almost like a joke, seemingly trying to make all this stop. But I know there's a proper way. There's a proper way, proper procedure and protocol to resolve issues. Resolution. There's procedures. Whenever there's a problem, there's stuff you do to make it end. There's ways to make things stop. When it's illegal, it can be done. So I'm trying to file this legal paperwork. That's the only way is through legal, like motions and lawsuits in court, because I've already contacted everybody, and it's like they just completely ignore. They ignore and don't acknowledge there's some sort of non-investigative target list. I don't know what it is, but it's real. It's real, and it's almost as if when you call a place, you call the same people over and over and over. It's like I got my own little team assigned to me that every time I call somewhere, it's like the same people pick up the phone. Like, y'all work everywhere? No, it's cell site simulators. Cell site. It's false radio towers. They steal your information, steal the phone call, snatch the phone call, and act as if they're whoever, but it's terrible. And I've done all this, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out how to make this work and how to make all this end, and it's still I want the noise to stop. How do I make the noise stop? How? Uh, EEG cloning, electroencephalograph. Gone to the doctors. You go to a doctor, a psychiatrist, uh, which I had to go to because they stole all my money, and I was being electrocuted and roasted so bad. The noise was so loud in my ears that I didn't know what to do. I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't even think. It was scrambled thoughts. So I went to a psychiatric center. Or I went to the hospital to get X-rays. Actually, on my ears. Went to get X-rays. Explained Bluetooth Low Energy Wake Up Radio, and he Baker acted me. He put me in a psychiatric facility. So for what? Like, no, I don't. And then they try to tell me that I'm paranoid, schizophrenic, and delusional. How? How? No, actually, I'm not. I I would. The only way I would be delusional is to think that any of this is not true. That would be delusional, and I don't even know why they use the word paranoid, but I can back everything I claim. Everything I claim, I can back. Everything. I've got pictures, I've got videos, I've got measurements, I've got recordings, I've got everything. So there's nobody that no uh, horrible. Went to two other places, same thing. Trying to escape. I like having nowhere to go whatsoever. So leaving, trying to escape, I went to a psychiatric hospital and explained I need X-rays on my ears, this, that, and the other, blah blah blah. And it's whenever you say these things, they label you paranoid, schizophrenic, or delusional, but they all know what's going on, and there's doctors, not just the doctors, but the people coming in the place, the patients, they're all saying the same damn thing. They're saying they're being followed around. They're saying they hear communications and see live stream and all kinds of stuff. So these people aren't crazy, but they're being called crazy. And all it takes is a EEG clone of a paranoid schizophrenic to make somebody look a paranoid schizophrenic or act. So that's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Everything they do is bullshit. Hopefully, these legal papers will take something, will take tread and take off because people act like it's the end of the world. They don't want to. They don't want to acknowledge no complaints, no criminal complaints, nothing. Like, okay, weapons of mass destruction, nuclear energy, drones flying around. Come on, people, wake up. This is wrong. I'm not crazy. What's wrong with y'all? It is what it is. But I'm gonna carry on and continue writing motions, and hopefully I get this filing process correct. Once I get the filing process correct, then what are they going to do? They have to respond to it. They can't take it and put it in a shredder. I mean, what list is that? What kind of list is that? It's probably a real one. I hope not. I wrote the Foreign International Surveillance Court, Judge Rudolph Contreras. I wrote him. I sent him a big long story about everything I've been going through. My story, part of my story, not a story, part of my story. So get that. I'm writing Attorney General Ashley Moody. I'm writing you. I'm trying to make all this stuff stop and go away. It's very problematic. Cell site simulator, that's when you try to call somebody, you're on a closed loop. You're on a closed loop, so that's why you're calling the same people. It's a interconnected group of federal agencies. It's impossible to get through to anybody. I call one attorney, boom, it goes. They say, okay, all right, blah, 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 hang up. Then I go call a different attorney. It's the same girl picks up. Same girl says the same thing. These are two completely different law firms. These are two different telephone numbers. Why is the same girl going to pick up the same numbers? The two different numbers. How is she going to do that? My shit cell site simulator is subjective. Goes to fake cell phone towers, fake radio towers, not fake, real, and directed towards such. The federal agencies, they don't want to help. They're the ones doing all this, so they're the troublemakers in all this. So the only people that really are the FISA court and the United States Attorney General. Like that's the legal paperwork process. That's the main thing. That's like the only thing. That's what you do in a problem like this because I can't reach my hand around the throat of the person doing whatever it is that they're doing to me with this medical stuff, the quantum tech, quantum medical stuff, ivermectin mask, the stuff that makes my voice, sulfur hexafluoride, that gas, the stuff that tastes like soap. It's all nasty. I don't consent to this. I don't consent. No, no means no. Get this away from me and my family. I got two kids, and both y'all talk about them. Y'all talk about them. Y'all talk about them. Y'all, meaning the gang stalkers, talk about them, and it's just absolutely horrible. And I can't defend myself. I can't defend them. What do I do? I don't even know. But I'm done. I'm done talking. Benjamin Lee Tony, April 1st, 2022, in stream.